What's up, everyone? We're live. Welcome back. We're going to start this event at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, so in like 10 minutes. This is going to be kind of a pre-party before the event. I want you guys to comment below in the chat. You might have to log in the chat, but comment below and let me know where you're from and what's happening, where you are in the world. And I would love to know this, kind of so we get an overview of like who's where and who's doing what. Today I'm with Alejandro, who's going to be monitoring the chat. What's up, Alejandro?
Hi, Etienne. How are you?
Very good. That's awesome. So it's really good at like monitoring the chat, answer your questions throughout the event. I won't be able to look too much at the chat because I want to be focused on giving you guys a lot of value. I can answer your question in like chat here before the event. I have the chat open on my computer, but then we'll go full training mode and make sure you guys get a lot of value. Make sure we deliver the content, and make sure that you go away from this event with a lot of things to apply and really cool advice. So go ahead and comment below the chat. Let me know where you're from. And you should be able to put a name. I know we have people that have like random names like guest 4370. If you want to put a real name or your name, it would be awesome. I would appreciate if we can kind of track and know who's here and just call you by your real name, which is always better. So yeah, we'll get started with that in just like what 8 minutes now. But I see we have so Claude, we have Big Bills, Roga, Johnny, Yero, Daniel. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. So we have a bunch of people now. A lot of people are going to join in like a few minutes, but it's going to get started with that. It's going to be awesome. So Daniel, what's up? Jono from South Africa. Now I'm finally able to join the session. Love it. Awesome, guys. Guest 4370. How do I change your name? I think I don't look and answer this in the chat. I think you have to go like on the side, maybe click on your name or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think you have to click on your name, and yeah, I think you have to click on your name and then like edit it. If not, one thing you can do is there'd be like at the bottom like a sign out or something like that icon. You can sign out and then get again as guest, and then in that part you can edit your name where it says before you click like accept or that. When the first time you do it, you can edit your name from the guest, whichever number they give you, to the name you want to have. So you can log in if you want using Facebook or that, or you can just edit the name there. So we have a name, so we can refer to you with your name instead of just saying like guest 437 or something like that.
Right. Or just tell us who you are and where you're from, and we'll be able to make this happen. Steve in Toronto. Awesome, Steve. What's up? That's awesome. We have a lot of people that are going to join us in like a few minutes. I know some people might wait for the training to begin at like 12. Some people might join before. Portugal, wonderful. Bernardo, I love this. Portugal is so nice. I wish I was there. Like I'm back here in the cold and the winter. San Francisco, the same. Awesome. Johnny, what's up? That's going to be awesome. If you guys have any question now, comment below in the chat. Let us know your question. And if you want to get anything out of the event, any like things you want to make sure you go away with, comment below the chat, let us know, because I'll be able to kind of target better my training. We have a lot to cover today, but if there's anything that you guys want to have, comment below and we'll make sure to make this happen and give you guys a lot of value, as always. It's gonna be packed. For you guys just doing us live, comment below in the chat and let us know where you're from. We're gonna start at 12 exactly, so in like 5 minutes, I think, 6 minutes, and we'll be able to rock this event. If you want to comment below in the chat, tell us where you're from, and tell us if you want to get anything out of this training, any kind of lesson you would get or anything special. Comment below, make sure to make this happen, and it's gonna be awesome. And I want to thank you guys once again to invest in yourself, your time coming to this event. It's awesome. Budapest, wonderful. Lazlo, Yero, Montreal, love this. Pretty cool, but it's awesome. Yeah. Best place to be in right now if you want to enjoy the cold, or if you love cold or snow, whatever. Landscape is amazing now. It's like a little bit of snow on the ground. Florida, love this. Roga, nice, perfect. A lot of people from everywhere, which I really love. I'm wondering if we have people from Asia. That would be cool. But Calgary, yeah, cold there too, I guess. Definitely, cold, exactly. It's perfect. Cool, guys. That's gonna be awesome. So I'll wait like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, but basically, yeah. If there's anything you want to get out of this event, comment below in the chat. Let us know. If you have any question now, quick question I can answer, we'll do this now. But throughout the event, I'll, as I said, be focused on the chart on the computer and my presentation, and then at the end we'll do Q&A, of course, answer your questions. And Alejandro, who's here right now, will answer your question in the chat, and make sure that if you have any problems, just type in the chat. It's gonna be able to help and answer your questions. And that's gonna be it for the event. It's gonna be awesome. By the way, I think Alejandro came back yesterday from Playa del Carmen, was there for a few days, and I think he liked it. So you can tell us more about this, Alejandro, if you want.
Yeah, I just came back from 10-day trip to Playa del Carmen. Yeah, it's pretty nice. All that area, it's pretty nice. I went to many different places around in the beaches, and went to cenotes, which are underground water caves that form in the limestone that we have here. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of cultural and natural beauty of Mexico in that place. I know that the team was also near there while I was there.
One of my favorite places, but we were in different so far. Parts. Yeah. I really love it. It's a really cool place, really cool environment, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Bernardo says, "Do you have any tips to deal with people which have the mentality that stocks Forex is gambling? I need some motivation as well." We'll definitely cover that, and this is a big topic. So, yeah, we'll cover that in the event. But you don't need to prove people that you're a good trader. Like, I've seen, like, you can try to convince people that this is the right thing for you or whatever. A lot of people try to do this, but then you don't need to convince them. Like, the best way to inspire people to take action and reach their goals themselves is you being the best person ever. You being like the person who does their work and accomplishes things. You don't have to like prove people or show them that you're doing it. Just do it, and other people can copy on and catch on and do what you want to do. There's no like you don't have to convince anyone. Just do your best self, and people with them will ask you like, well, what is it that you do? How come you got to that level? And like now you're traveling, or you're doing this and that, or you're happy, you have freedom, and then you tell them. But you have to be your best self, accomplish things, in order for the people to be inspired by yourself. Like, don't try to inspire them. That doesn't work. Like for me, the best thing is like I just do what I do, and then other people might be inspired. They might like it. They might want to do the same thing, and then I can help them, because you cannot convince people that that's the way to go, or that you're the best, or that you can make this happen. That doesn't work, I found. So Daniel, this is Daniel, or Jono says, avoid talking to them. Yeah, you can do it, but then there's only a limit to that. Like, even then, you might talk to them, but you might want to convince them, or but that doesn't work. So just do your best self. Work on things you can work. Do things you can control what you can control, and that's gonna work better, in my opinion. Okay. So that's the best. But and I found, even though you might be your best self, might be a trader, and you might make it happen and like be really, really good at whatever you do, some people won't accept it and they won't like it. But you just got to say, well, that's how it is, and these people, like, it's fine. They don't have to agree with you. As long as you're happy with your progress, that's the best feeling ever. That's the best thing that can happen. The rest is like secondary, so in my opinion. But that's gonna be different for you, of course. So 11:59, I love this. You guys are here. We have a lot of people in the chat right now. So if you guys are joining us live, I want to recap again. Log in the chat. You'll have to log in there, and comment below with where you're from. What's your name if you want? That way I can know. And put your real name, or a name that we can call you by, instead of like guest 4370 or 3700. That way we can kind of know who you are and we can interact better. But if you have any questions throughout the event, use the chat below. It's there for you. It's there for your question, for getting tips. If you have any problem, to comment there, and we'll be able to help our best with that. Alejandro is in the chat to be able to answer your question. He's going to be able to answer questions throughout the event, and at the end, he's going to come back with a question so we can answer questions. And yeah, I'll be focused more on the event, on giving you guys a lot of value. But if you have any question, you comment there, and we'll be able to help in any case. Okay, and at the end, we'll come back and be able to help. Hey, Marco, UK. Awesome. Hello, what's up?
Yeah, most of the questions we are going to be like saving them for the last, for the Q&A at the last. So I will be like recording them. I will let you know that we're going to answer them in the last, so that you don't think that we are just ignoring you. Yeah. And also, I won't be asking some like the smaller or shorter questions that are okay to be answered in the chat, but the main questions or the important ones are going to be answered in the last section in the Q&A. So you don't have to ask them multiple times. You only have to ask them once, and I will be recording them here.
Exactly. We have a pro in the chat to be able to answer your questions. So hello, guest 8420 from Montreal. I love this. Guest 500 from I love this also. Hi, welcome. And we have, this is Bal from Vancouver. Guest 6490. I love this. Vancouver, Montreal, we have Calgary, a bunch of Canadians now, which is awesome. And people all in the world, which I really love. So guys, right away, I'm gonna skip and jump on the slides, and we'll make this happen. This is a very, very, very packed training today. It's gonna be weird for a second, but we'll get to that in a moment. Present to everyone. You guys can have to do if you see my screen properly. I think so, but that should be fun. So guys, I want to thank you again for investing in yourself, investing your time to come into this training and taking this value. We have a lot to cover today. It's going to be a lot of like steps and value pack training today, but that's going to be worth it for your time, I promise. Okay, so we'll get started with that right away. Topic of today's training is the simple framework to trade your first profitable or highly profitable Forex strategy, and then how to stick to it. We'll talk about it later. Okay, how to stick to it. How do you make this work? And a lot of people are able to find a strategy, but then they cannot stick to it. A lot of people cannot find a strategy, but they cannot stick to it either. So we'll talk about both, how to make this happen, and the steps you have to go through. Okay, this is based on what I've seen for myself work, what I've seen other people go through that works, and this is exactly what you'll be able to use. Okay, so we'll jump in that right away. So you're in the right place today. If you've been starting to trade Forex for some time because you want to have freedom, that's your goal. Like you want to be able to do whatever you want when you want, but you're not quite sure what to spend your time on to get maximum result. There's a difference between you working as a trader and trying to make it work, but then spending a long time to get to your goals, right? Versus doing the right action and getting results faster. We want to help you take the faster road and getting to your goal faster, of course. Or you might know also how to trade, but you've not seen much result from your efforts, and you wonder what you're missing to reach profitable trading. So like you've been trying to make things happen. You've learned a lot about how to trade. You're like a genius when it comes to knowing the stuff and technical analysis and things you have to do, but you cannot be put into action, and you cannot be profitable with that. If that's your case, then you're in the right place for sure. Or you want to live a life of freedom to travel, freedom to do whatever you want, spend time with your family while trading, but you're confused because there's all this contradiction information out there. People have different ways of doing things, and you hear one coach say one thing, another coach say another thing, and this guy's saying a different thing, which is really, really confusing. So we'll talk about that today, how to kind of simplify things for you and following the right path that lead to the biggest result for most people. All right. So what you learned today, we have a lot, but I want to share this for now. So overview of what you learned today. Okay. How to turn your trading into a powerful income stream. First thing, how to focus on the right stuff from day one. There's a lot you can do, of course, but we want you to take the right things from the start to reach your goals. The path to achieve freedom and maybe even quit your job. Okay, this is possible. We'll teach you exactly how and how to plan, how to achieve it, and what to do after, right? And then why you don't need to be an expert in strategies to make a living trading. You can be an average person knowing a little bit about strategies and still making a living from trading. Okay, as long as you do the right actions and take the right step, which we'll talk about. And then the ultimate 2 skills to develop in trading. Okay, there's 2 basically that I want to talk about today. You can focus on the other things pretty much. You can forget all the other things, but focus on these 2s and you'll get good result. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So guys, I want to remind you today, you deserve to reach your goals. No matter what other people tell you, no matter what people in your family try to tell you, or your friends or your coworkers tell you, you can reach your goals and you deserve to reach them. Okay, but that means that you have to be focused today. You have to take notes, put your phone away, silence your phone if you need to be able to be fully focused on today's training and to get the most value. Okay, we see it all the time. People that come into this event and look at their phone, or they're scrolling Facebook, or they're talking to other people, or going away for some time, they don't get as much result as the other people that take action and that are fully focused and like sold on watching this training only. Okay, you have to do this if you want to reach your goals, and that might mean that you want to like close the door if you need to. You might silence your phone if you need to, and I'm doing the same. I'm gonna be fully focused on giving guys value and the most content I ever can give you. Okay, this is for you, this training. So quick disclaimer here: my results are not typical. Okay, I've been able to reach a level of trading that most people won't, most people don't, but I'll teach you how to make it happen. Okay, Forex trading involves substantial risk, and whatever you use in this training is going to be at your own risk. We want to get you independent and be able to reach your goal independently by giving you the path and the steps to get there. But keep in mind that the result might vary, and we're not responsible for whatever you do or your errors throughout the process. All right. Now I want to bring you guys back to 2015. Okay, this is the place where we'll start. Kind of our story a little bit. So I had been trading for 2 years back then. Okay, 2015 is like what, 3 years ago now, 4 years ago, almost crazy. But I was sitting in Hong Kong by then and did like a student exchange there for 6 months, and this allowed me to travel. Then I did not at all know how to trade. I was not a good trader at all, in my opinion, if you ask me. But I still had this kind of opportunity to travel. I was in university back then, and I went to this city called Guangzhou in China. So as you can see, pollution was like crazy, and it's still even worse today. And I went to this what we call the Canton Fair there, where you can kind of meet other people. And I was studying, by the way, supply chain back then. So I went to this fair trying to meet other people there that were doing something in supply chain or production or things like that. And I went to this fair the first time. And this got me to meet a lot of people. Okay, I got to meet a lot of cool people. This is like 2015. It's crazy, a long time ago. But I got to meet a lot of cool people there. And my goal back then was to be able to work in supply chain. Maybe have a company, but I didn't think about it that much back then. Or maybe work in supply chain. Okay, maybe be able to have a job. And I already had some experience in supply chain of working there in different companies and stuff. And then one day I went to this. I had the opportunity basically to visit factories there. So I was being able to connect with the business owner there who allowed me to visit this factory. So I went to the city a little bit further called Dongguan. And this is where kind of it really hit me. I was there walking around visiting a factory. And when you step out the factory, the first thing you see are these two buildings, which are basically by themselves the places where workers live. Okay, so they come to work in the factory, come back home, sleep, repeat the cycle. Come to work, come back home, sleep, repeat the cycle all the time. And I realized back then, well, isn't that bad? Isn't that sad that most people have to go through this? And that me, when I go back to Canada to work, I'll probably do something similar. Of course, it's a different thing. Like you go to work, you might have some entertainment, some things you can do on the weekend. You don't work as much as these people in China. But still, the principle is that you're giving your life to someone else. You're being controlled and you're being decided on when you take your days off, when you take your weekend, when you can work, when you cannot work, and what time you're available for yourself. And this is kind of sad. So I said, this is not how I want to do things later. Okay, I became really obsessed at that time with freedom, being able to do what I want to do when I want. Because I was in a place before as a student where I could kind of do what I wanted. Like, kind of, right? You can still go like and do whatever you want. But when I was start to work and really worked a lot of hours in that field, I couldn't be able to do what I want. I would have to be stuck and doing only what I was told to do at a company. And I had this experience when I came back with an internship in a distribution center in Montreal. So I worked there for some time, and this was the worst internship I ever had. Like the worst job you could have, in my opinion. Not because of the job, but well, partly because like the task I was given to do were bad, were like not funny to me, not interesting at all, and the environment was bad, and traffic was terrible. I had to kind of go to work. It would take me like an hour to go and 2 hours to come back because of traffic and traffic jam and stuff. And I didn't like this. Okay, I was making good money, that's for sure, but in overall, I wasn't really happy. I was like coming back to work, it was late. I would have to kind of go out, maybe work out, maybe do something, but then sleep. Come back to work the next day at like 6 o'clock, 6:30 o'clock. You would have to leave at like 5:30 from home. Crazy hours, and I didn't like that. Okay, and I became even more obsessed with freedom then. But I want you guys to understand that this is not your fault. If you're at this point right now and you're doing the same thing or doing something similar, or you have a job, this is not your fault. This is normal, because what society considers normal is you go to work, spend most of your time at work, and then you might have this kind of small hobby, a small passion inside that's called trading. Okay, you might do this. But what society considers normal is you're going to work, coming back home, having a little bit of time for yourself, sleeping, going back to work the next day. Okay, and sleeping is if you're lucky, if you have some time. But this is how things work in society. So this is normal for most people. And I thought, what if you flip this around? What if you do things different? Like, you don't have to do this, what society tells you to do. And just before we start, we have a comment of someone saying that they want to convince other people that what they do in trading is right. Or this isn't gambling, this is like proper trading. Well, you can't, because most people consider this normal. The fact that trading is a hobby, is a small thing you do inside. It's kind of gambling. Right? Most people think that. And society considers this normal. So if you try to convince people otherwise, big task ahead, big thing you'll have to do. It's going to be hard, right? So at this time, I was kind of trying to, I was working daily at this factory, this distribution center, trying to, getting some good money, but not being super happy. And one day I heard this quote, which was, if you want to become a millionaire, talk to billionaires who get there quicker. I heard this from a mentor, and I said, well, the only way to succeed is if you surround yourself with the right people. It's the faster way to get result and succeed. So I went to this meetup, this trader meetup in Montreal, which I found to meet other traders, and I really got results from this. Okay, this is what everything changed for me. And a couple of months later, I was able to travel, to talk about, and make things happen. Okay, so this is what brought me to where I am at today, being surrounded by traders, learning from them, and applying what I was taught. And just trial and error. I did a lot of trial and error myself, trying things, not succeeding, trying again after. But this is how I've been able to succeed and to get results. Okay. So a couple of months after, a couple of years after, pretty much, I'm a traveling Forex trader. I swing trade only. I host the Desire Trade podcast, as you guys might have seen before. Do a lot of YouTube videos. I started trading, as I said, in 2013. It's been a long time. And I got my first, we'll talk about this later. I got my first $50,000 trade in 2016. Okay, so kind of 2-3 years back. And I specialize in trading methodology and psychology. Okay, you guys I've seen this before. It's not brand new. You know me probably a lot or a little bit. And yeah, I've been traveling 18 countries in the past 18 months because I love to travel. And part of freedom, I believe, is you doing what you love. Could it be travel? Could not be travel? It doesn't matter. But you doing what you want to do when you want to do it. And I've been able to reach that point where I make it happen. I do what I want when I want. And I want the same for you guys. Okay, so this training is going to be more about freedom and about trading than anything. If you go to trade full-time and replace your job by a job of trading, I'm not your guy. I'm not here to do this. But if you want to have more freedom and make like your life different by trading, then we can talk. Then we can make it happen. Okay, that's totally possible. And I would much rather give you guys freedom than another job. Okay, because a job is boring, in my opinion. Unless you really love your job, and that's a different story. All right. So any question about my story, you guys can comment below in the chat, and Alejandro will be able to answer your question or put them at the end, which I'll answer them. So type really in the chat if you're ready to learn what I used and what I had to do and go through to be able to become a profitable trader, the tactics I've used. So comment really in the chat, and we'll know that you're ready to get started with that and to go through the content. Okay. So let me see. I see a couple of answers, which is awesome. So let's go through that right now. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. So we have a few parts of the event. We'll talk about, first of all, planning, and then we'll go more to like the execution and the things that you have to do. And then we'll finish with like things you do throughout your trading to make it happen long term. So planning your success. This is massive. This is like really big. But I want you guys to understand something that's really important. Okay. A major misconception in trading is this. You have to have a really good strategy to make a living trading. You have to find the perfect thing or the thing making the most money. Or at least, you have to find a strategy that's going to be like really good and making a lot of money to become a profitable trader. This is a big problem that jobs a lot of people in. They like it, find something really good, and they search for this perfect thing all the time. Okay? So here's the thing you have to remember, and take note of this if you want. Put it in your journal somewhere on a sheet of paper, but this is really crucial. An average strategy doesn't make you an average trader. Okay, if you have something average, you trade it, you're not average. In fact, having an average result, though, with an average strategy, that means that you didn't plan things right. Okay, so if you have an average strategy yourself and you trade it, you're not average. But if you have average result with it, then you didn't plan things properly. Okay, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about why. This is really important. And I find this funny. I'm not sure if I find this funny, but I had this slide in another event recently. It's kind of a funny thing. Comment like yes in the chat if you find it funny, but for me it's funny. Anyway, okay. So we'll talk about how to plan your success, because if you are having an average strategy now, producing average result, it means things are not planned right, and you have a problem there. Okay. So we'll talk about this, and I want you guys to understand that what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. A lot of people set big goals and want to achieve their big goals, but they forget to think that they can't take shortcuts. They cannot go faster in the process, because if they go faster, it means that they are not becoming a better person. They're just like taking shortcuts, and that makes you a person cutting corners, and you won't be able to become good by doing this. Okay, so keep in mind that we're going to set goals today. We're going to be able to set your goals, find ways to achieve your goals. But the most important part is not your goals, but what you become, as Ziegler said, by achieving your goals. Okay, really important part. So here's how you set the goals. And I'll share with you this template at the end. I'll give you a link to kind of grab a bunch of templates if you want. So I want you guys to find out your top 5 goals for the next 12 months. Give you 5 goals that you want to achieve the next 12 months. You can do 6, you can do 12, I do 12. Up to you, it doesn't matter. And it's going to be called your top 5 goals, right? So take time after the event to write these down. We won't like give you time now, because this is going to be a packed training. But after the event is done, you can write these down on a paper or on this template if you want. And now, if you go to leave your job, you have to decide on what we call a freedom number. Okay, that freedom number is basically, for me, the income you need to be able to leave your job. Okay, to be able to live freely, doing what you want, and like being able to doing what you want without the job. Okay, what is that number per month? Is it like $2,000? For some people, that's going to be that. For some people, it could be less. For most people, I think it's going to be like around $4,000, maybe $5,000. Like, not to live crazy rich, but just to leave your job, if you have a job now, okay? And if that's your goal, to leave your job. So pick that number and maybe write it down in the chat, so we can know like what's the average of numbers there, and that we can kind of better target this training. But for most people, it's gonna make between $2,000 and maybe like $8,000 if you have a family and you would have big expenses. But figure out that number, okay? And then we'll talk about this later. So pick 2 skills you want to master. Okay, the biggest problem people have in trading is that they pick like 10 skills they want to master. I want to learn price action, indicators, entries, exits, stop loss, money management, risk management. I want to learn how to become outrage for the people, how to make a lot of money with that. And they forget that they won't get results. Like, you have to go one by one, skill by skill, and build over time. So the best thing you can do for yourself is pick 2 skills in the next year that you'll really master, really learn the most. Okay, so all the trainings you'll buy are going to be on those skills. All the videos you watch will be on those skills. All the people you talk to have to be good in that skills, in those skills, okay? Because if you do otherwise, it's going to be tough. And that means that all the people you follow online have to align with those 2 skills, okay, that you want to master. And it doesn't mean like you can still follow people, but focus on your time on things that are going to be around those two skills. Otherwise, it's going to take longer, and you won't be happy with what you get out of these people you follow. Okay, and then you have to break it down to steps, which we'll talk about later a little bit. But figure out, like, if you go to make $10,000 per month, or just keep it like real, $4,000 per month in the next year. Well, I'll break it down. What do you need to do exactly? So what is going to be your focus for your top 2 focus for the next 90 days? This is really important. So in the next 90 days, what do you want to work on? You want to work on like creating a strategy, backtesting something, figuring out your plan. Write this down here. And then you break it down between months to make it even more broken down of what things you focus for month 1, month 2, month 3. And do this template like every 90 days to kind of redo it again and refocus again, because things might change. Things might change for sure. But then you have to review and do it again to be able to make the change and focus on what you truly need to focus on, as opposed to what you thought like 6 months ago you had to focus on, all right? But if you need help with this, we'll teach you that later. And then track your progress with key measures. So key measures like compliance level, how compliant were you? Or out of the 3 things you've done here, how many have you accomplished? Maybe it's going to be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, which is really good. But track it so you can know kind of what to adjust and what to focus on better for next time. Okay, really important. And then what I do for myself, every 30 days, review and plan everything again. So go back and look at everything you did, review what you did, plan for the next month, the next 30 days. Okay. That's why I'm such a big fan of journaling, because you can know what to focus on, what you have to correct, what you did well, not when, what you did well, not well, and what you have to correct. Really important part that most people skip. Okay, so do this, really crucial. And now, to achieve your goals, you must learn to break them down. Break it down into steps. Okay, so that's gonna mean not like I want to make $10,000 per month, or I want to become a millionaire, or I want to become profitable. Those are good goals, but you haven't broken them down. They're only like big things in the future. Okay, and honestly, this is the first time I shared this, because most people online, or most people talking about goals, they only tell you like set goals, right? That's all they say. But they don't tell you how to break it down, how, like, what you have to do to reach those goals. What are the steps? What things you have to focus on? And that's why I want to share this. This is the first time I share this. Okay, so it's really, really important. And you're good, because you're gonna get that right now. So for 99%, I guess people here today. Okay, I know we had like close to 1,000 people signing up for this event. For 99% of those. So for 990 people of those, or 990. Yeah. So trading success will come down to two things. Okay, two paths that people can take. Now, this is going to depend. If you have a lot of money now to trade, well, it doesn't apply to you. But if you have a medium amount of money to trade, this is going to be perfect for you. Okay, so two paths you can take in trading to reach your goal. So your goal is to make trading full time, right? Two paths you can take. The first one is what we call the strategy way. Okay, we'll talk about this later. The other one is called the investor's way. Okay, those are the two paths. There's no other way. Don't try to make it fancy and research what you can learn, what you can do. There's two paths. It's simple. Okay. Now, the strategy way means that you will create more strategies in your trading. The investor's way means that you'll find more capital to trade. Okay, so you'll reach out to investors, find capital to trade. And both paths are as valid. Let's go through an example of that. So we have Brian. Brian is a trader. And he's been learning to trade profitably, of course. He has the goal to trade full time. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to focus on creating 5 strategies right now on a $20,000 account. And every month's going to get like 10%. Each strategy is giving him like 2%. So total like 10% on 5 strategies. He's making $2,000 a month. Right? Pretty good thing to start with. Pretty good thing to reach. And then we have Jason. Jason he goes out to find capital to trade. He's not like good at strategies and stuff. He only has like one thing to trade. So he goes out to find $100K to trade from investors. Simple to do. Pretty simple. And then he does 4% a month. $4,000, keeps 50% of that. $2,000 a month. Both have the same goal. Both have the same outcome, the same result. But they've gone through 2 different ways. Okay, one goes through the strategy way. The other one goes through the investor's way. Okay. Now, investors is like, it's a different topic, which we won't talk too much about today, but know that it is possible. We'll focus more about strategies today. Okay. How to kind of grow your account with different strategies and stuff. And going the strategy way, which means you'll create strategies and you'll reach your goal this way. Okay. That's gonna be for today. So the strategy way, I want to share this with you guys. Here's what you have to do. You have to break this down and plan it. Okay. Because that's how you reach your goals. So take your freedom number. Okay, this is how you break it down. Take your freedom number, whatever it is, 4K a month, 2K a month, maybe 1K a month, maybe it's gonna be 8K a month. Okay, take that number. We'll take like 4K a month. Okay, so you want to be able to make $4,000 a month, and this way you can quit your job, you can travel the world, whatever you want to do, and be okay, be happy. Okay, that's your freedom number. Now, take your target account balance. So how much money you have to put in an account right now? Do you have like 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 100K, 200K? I'll talk with other people that have like a lot of money to trade. So that's fine. Take that money. But some people have lower numbers. So we'll just do like 30K. Okay, you have $30,000 on the side, which you saved to put in your account. Okay, that's your account balance, target account balance. Now divide line one by line 2. So you divide $4,000 divided by 30K. Okay, 13.3%. This is your target return. What you have to get on average per month to make a living trading, to be free of trading whatever you want. So 13.3% is your target number. Now take that target number okay, the return you want to have of your strategy. So basically, what is the return your strategy gives you on average per month? Okay, over like the past 5-10 years, whatever you prefer. So let's say we have a strategy that gives us 4% per month, okay, based on 5 years of data. And you can backtest this. Pretty simple to do, pretty easy. Okay, backtest that to get 4% per month on your strategy that you have normally. Okay, now you have to divide line 3 by line 4. So divide that 13.3 by 4. That's gonna give you how many strategies you should have right now. How many strategies you should trade right now. Okay, so 4 strategies that you have to have right now to reach your goals. Now we've done the calculation. We've done this. Okay, we've planned things through. We've broken it down. This means that your ultimate goal right now, your number one goal, is not to make like 10K a month or 4K a month or whatever. You only have to develop 4 strategies, giving you each 4% a month. Only thing you do, like this year, this goes before your job, before everything you do these things. You do this. You develop 4 strategies, giving you each 4% a month, which is not hard. 4% is simple. Like, most strategies give you that, or sometimes more. Okay, so that's the only goal now. The only thing you should spend your time on right now, like of course you have to go work, you have to do these things and stuff, but they should go before your work if you want to reach your freedom number and you want to reach freedom. Okay, this is what you have to do. So how simple it is now to, instead of like thinking about, I want to make 4K a month trading, or I know how to get things done, how about you create strategies and you focus on that now, and you reach your goal much faster. Okay, very simple, and that leads to the biggest result I've seen. If you only do this, you automatically reach your goals. Of course, like things might change and stuff, and there's going to be other factors, but this is like the basis. Okay, and this is simple, because then you don't have to think about winning, losing, trading and stuff. Think about developing strategies, and the same result will come with those strategies. Okay, so hope this is clear for you. And if you say, well, I make 4K a month, but I always spend this in like my living expenses and can't save any money, well, we have a problem here, and that means that you don't have the right network around you. You don't have the right people surrounding you, because if you don't have the results you want right now, it's because you're being limited by your mindset and by people around you. Okay? So write this down, really important. The people you spend the most time with dictate the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your thought ultimately dictates your results in trading. Okay, so if you don't have results, if you don't have any money on the side right now saved, it's because you haven't surrounded yourself by the right people. Okay, I went from not having much money when I was a student and working in jobs to being able to have like 30K saved on the side pretty fast when I surround myself with the right people and learn to learn from the right people. Okay, so if you don't do this now, you might do it pretty fast, because like you need this to be surrounded by the right people. Okay, and it's pretty fast when you do this. You get the money pretty fast. But if you're not around the right people, if you're around people that complain, that don't see any interest in trading, or don't think that it's possible, or are just thinking about like paying their debts, then of course you want to save money. It's normal. It's a normal factor. That's how we behave as humans. We learn from people we're around. So you have to think about the right people, the people around you, and whether they are the right people that you want to have in your life, and the best people that are going to allow you to reach your goals. Okay? So this is why I find it so crucial to surround myself with traders and people that think even bigger than I think, because they can inspire me, they can push me to work harder, and they can ultimately make me more money. Okay, because they inspire me a lot, and I get a lot more money this way. Okay, so you have to make it a duty to surround yourself with the people that are going to help you reach your goals, the right people. Okay, and this is why we'll talk today about your team. And I know we don't talk about like strategies and setup right now, but understand that this is much more powerful than setup and strategies and stuff. Okay, this is going to give you a lot more power, a lot more result. And I've seen this for myself. I've seen this for a lot of traders too. And they always get more result the day they start to surround themselves with the right team, as opposed to the day they search about videos online and strategies and stuff. Okay, so this all started back when I was looking at the meetup. Okay, a few months back. So I joined this meetup in Montreal a few years back actually, and I didn't start to present the first day. This is like a picture of like not that long ago, but I went to this meetup the first time. Okay, and I've told the story before that I learned a lot more in 1 hour of being at that meetup than being surrounded by, then trying to watch videos and blog posts and stuff for 2 years. Okay, so then I started one day to reach out to more people, because I saw the power there of like, I'm surrounding myself with traders, I'm being around a lot of traders, and I get result. Like I really learned a lot. I got a lot about mindset, about strategy, of course. about things we would have to work on. So, but then I said, I have to reach out to more traders. Like, this is only a small group. We meet once a month. I got to do this more. I got to be able to do this again. Okay. So I started to reach out to traders. But in my mind, I thought, why would I talk? Like, why would a trader talk to me? I'm like, not a trader at all. I don't know how to trade. I have no clue what to do. Why would traders reach out to talk to me? Like, they were profitable, they make money. What would they answer in the first place? Right? They're busy, they have a schedule, so they won't talk to me ever. Okay. And then I just took action. Started to send a bunch of emails to different traders, and I got this. A first email from the first trader I reached out to. And I won't name any name here. So a trader that responded to me. He's pretty big in the industry, trading a lot of money, and even teaching people. Okay. So I sent him an email, and he replied a few hours, a few days later. I can't remember exactly. 2015, and he said this. Thanks for contacting me. I'll be able to help out. Where are you? Which time zone? And then he said the time, and I called him this time. Okay. I wanted, like, didn't matter what time this was for me. I called him. I woke up in that time, called him. Okay. And I made it happen. And this was like for free. I didn't pay for this. It was for free. And I learned a very important lesson then about team building, about my team and becoming a trader. Is that, first of all, always surround yourself with the right people playing the game at a higher level than you do. But also, you can always get anyone on your team. Okay, you can get anyone to be part of your team. You just have to add enough value and reach out to people the right way, which we can talk about for sure. I've done this with a lot of people. I've built a relationship with a lot of traders in the past and even today. You can get anyone. You just have to reach out the right way and add value. Okay, that's the biggest part. Okay, and a lot of people ask about, I think, the formula of like how to reach your goals or how to get numbers search. We'll talk about that later. Okay, we'll have we'll go through that later again. No problem. But so this is it. Like, you can reach out to anyone and get them part of your team from day one. Whether it's going to be a really, really big trader, a fund manager, a trading coach, it doesn't matter. You can get anyone part of your team. You just have to add enough value, reach out to them the right way, and they will be able to help. Okay, keep that in mind. When you think that they don't have anything to do with you or they won't respond to you, I found out it's the opposite, completely the opposite. Okay, and back then I want to make it clear that, like, I didn't have a podcast back then. I had nothing. I had nothing going on, okay, except like a blog. I started a little bit, but I had nothing. And even then, these people were willing to help me out. Okay, so that's it. And this is also what got me a deal to trade $57,000 in less than 6 months. So I went to that meetup, and then one time through the meetup, I met an investor, a guy trading a little bit, didn't know how to trade too much, and he invited me to his office a few days after. I went there, and at the end of a conversation with him, a quick talk, I had this amount to trade. He gave me his account to trade. Okay, pretty short, and I was paid like, I think, 50% of that account in profit. So that's how I got it. Okay, by surrounding myself with the right people, by adding value, and by talking to people. That's it. Okay, and we can dive more into that because this is like kind of technical a little bit, and there's words in email and what's sent to people and stuff, but just keep the principle in mind. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, who's part of your team today? Okay, some example here, so you can kind of start to build your team over time. This won't be built from day one, but at least you'll build it over time. You'll add some people over time. So what about a group of trader? What about a coder to code your strategies? It's really important, I've seen for myself. Could be different for you, but what about a trading coach? It's going to teach you what you have to work on, what you have to correct. What about an accountant, which I'm about to hire? It's going to happen pretty soon. Like end of the year, I'm hiring an accountant for sure, because I want to have to do all my taxes and stuff next year. That's for sure. And then you add your role model, okay, in here. Yeah, whoever is inspiring you right now, add them to your team and make them part of your team, okay, so that they will inspire you more and you will be able to reach your goal faster. So all these people have a crucial role in your team. So think about them and think about who you want to have in your team, okay, because your team is much important than anything else. Okay, we succeed often because of people, not because of like individual talent or skill. That really happens. Okay. So here's what your team will create for you. We'll get tactical here. Why would you have a team of people? Well, why would you not be like the only one trading and making money? Well, here it is. I just have a thing to work on. First thing, okay, I had a lot of ideas from different people I talk to, different traders. They tell me what they do, or they tell me sometimes I just tell them what I do, and they tell me how to improve. Well, you could do this, this, that. You could work on this and that. And I say, well, that's cool. That's interesting. I should work on this. Then I work on it. I get result, and this could add you like whatever 10K, 20K a year just by working on those things that you've learned from different people. And so I want you guys to write this down. It's okay not to have all the answers. Okay, just find someone that does. How simple is that? A lot of people don't have the answers. They don't know how to trade. They don't know how to find investors. They don't know how to exit a trade, what to put in the stop loss. You don't have to have the answer. Just ask someone in your team, or find someone you can get in your team that has the answer. And then problem solve. You're done, and you're going faster than ever. Just with that. And then the other thing is like find investors. So you can find investors. I found this the same way. If you have the right people in your team, you can find investors in a click. We have an example of this later, a case study of a student I had, and you'll see how that works. Okay, big game changer, because that could multiply your result, your income, by 5, 10, 20, 50 times by getting more capital. Okay, or you also come up with such strategies faster. So what if now it takes you like a month or even 2 months to find out an idea to trade, find out something you can test, but you could get the same thing in one conversation with the trader. Okay, so one conversation instead of a month or 2 months, much faster, right? You can get more result this way. Awesome. And we'll talk about strategies soon and things you have to do and work on. But just keep in mind that like your result could be fastened if you have the right team, if you have the right people around you. All right. So exactly strategies. If you guys have any question on like this part about your team or goals, comment below in the chat. And this way we can answer your question later, because this is big, and I can't really teach you how to reach out to people or like who to reach out to. That depends like your goals and what you want to do. But just keep in mind that like you have to do this, okay? And you have to build a team eventually. And as soon as you do, your results are going to be much better, right? So now we'll talk about your strategy. So a lot of people are again trading. They might have a team, but eventually like they have to find a strategy for them to trade. They have to trade something, okay? And this is probably where you are. And you can comment below in the chat and let me know kind of, do you have a strategy now or nothing so far? Okay, do you have, maybe you have like something, but you can't really trade it now. So tell me in the chat if you have something to trade or not. And this way you can kind of know a little bit more. But we'll start with the concept that you have something or nothing, okay? And if you have something you trade now, that's perfect, you're good. But run through this and make sure it's really the good thing. Okay, so we'll talk about how to have your strong trading strategy, how to make it strong. A lot of people, I realize they have a strategy, but it's not strong. Okay, and it's not like good enough to be able to trade full time. Okay, so there's a limit, and there's a big difference between having something perfect, which you can't achieve, and having something strong. Strong is good, okay, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And we'll talk about this more later. Okay, so you might be asking, what makes a strategy strong? I've shared this before, so it's not new, but I really want you guys to go through this process and ensure that all the steps you are taken care of and that you have these steps, because I've seen they make a big difference between you being stuck or you having big drawdowns versus you being like having some drawdowns but not big ones, and you being more patient and more focused on what you trade. Okay, so here's how it sounds. Strong. Okay, there's 6 parts and you have to go through them. So S stands for specific. Are your rules specific? Is it clear? Can you read it and give it to someone else and they will understand? Okay, so you can ask someone to go buy milk and then they come back to you with like soy milk and you want like really like regular milk, but you didn't specify what you want exactly. So be specific, because otherwise you'll find an excuse, or you'll find like your rules are not clear and then you take a trade that's not a good trade and then you're screwed. Okay, so have it specific. T stands for tested. So you want to test your stuff. Go back and test for 10, 15 years, 5, 10, 15 years if you want, whatever, but test it. So you can have some results and some stats on what you trade. Okay, then replicable. So can you replicate what you do? A lot of times, I've tried this many times where I backtest something, it looks great in backtest, but I get to apply it live and it doesn't work. I can't execute. There's like too many factors, or it's not clear enough. It happens a lot. You'll be surprised. So test and then try to replicate after. Then O stands for organize. Can you organize through like a framework, step-by-step process? this made a big difference for me. Where before I thought like, oh, I'm just gonna trade price action, and then after I realized, well, you have to kind of make a process of like first step, second step, third step, fourth step, and then you take a trade. Just do this to yourself. Make a checklist if you need to. That's a big game changer. Then N stands for not complicated. So is it like a process with like 10 steps? Or is it a process with like 3 steps? Okay, 10 steps may be much harder to execute, and you might make mistakes. Or you might forget a part. But if you have like 3 steps, fast, easy, right? And we had a discussion with this a few weeks back about someone said, is it better to have something simple or complicated? Can you make money when it's simple? And the answer is yes, because what's complicated sometimes tend to work only for a short period of time. Okay, it works pretty well now, but then it stops and it doesn't work. And then you have to readjust and readapt. But something simple tend to last longer, from what I've seen, and you can trade it for a longer term. Plus, you yourself it's easier to adapt and change if you need to. Like think about changing a strategy with like 20 rules. You have to test everything again, go through the 20 rules again. But think about something with like 3-4 rules, you can change it pretty fast. Just practice it again, test it again, put a different factor, different rule, and the results are different. Okay, so that's much easier to do simple than complicated. Okay, now G stands for grounded. So a lot of people have strategies that they want to trade, but it's not really based on how the market works. So what if you want to trade like phase of the moon? Well, I'm not sure the market works on that. I'm not sure that it's good. Or what if you want to trade when you have time? I'm not sure the market cares about how much time you have or what time you have available. It doesn't matter. It has to be grounded on like some rules, some principles that are likely to make it profitable. Okay, that's really important. So have it grounded, that like it's clear, you can understand, and have some context in the market. That made a big difference for me too. Okay, so this is for strong. If you guys have any question on this, comment below in the chat. We can answer this. We can talk about this further. But those are the rules. And take note of this. This is really crucial. So strong. Okay, specific, tested, replicable, organized, not complicated, and grounded. Really important. And this will make the difference between me having something I could trade and having big drawdowns and like a lot of losses and like an average win rate versus me having a good win rate, longer winning streak, smaller drawdowns, and better result. Okay, this is the only thing pretty much. Now you might be asking, where can I get strategies ideas? Because you don't have to create something from scratch. I didn't create something from scratch myself. Okay, I took something, I tweaked it, and then I got something better out of it. Okay, because it fits me now. But you don't have to kind of start from scratch and read all the books, all the courses about strategies and stuff, or about indicators. You don't have to do this. Like we're in 2018 now. We're not like back in 1950. Okay. So where do you get those? Well, simple. Your trading success team is the very first thing. The thing where I got the most value or the most result or the most strategies ideas is my team. And that means people that surround myself with, traders or investors or other people. Like other people in my team I talk to, they are traders and they can help me find ideas of what to trade. Books, but you have to be careful here. Books can have been written a long time ago, like even like in 2000. And then I found this like strategy book of like within like 1998 or 2004. I test the strategies, they don't work anymore. The results are bad. Okay, because market change, things happen, and that's normal. But be very careful about books, and you always have to test anyway whatever you come across. Okay. What about blogs, videos, podcasts? You can learn a lot from those. I got a lot of ideas from those, but again, you have to test, make sure it works now, and maybe adapt it to yourself. Because I've taken things from there, I had to change it for myself. The strategy I have now, I took it from a blog, okay, a blog post of someone, and then I said, well, yeah, okay, it's pretty interesting. And then I tried it out, it didn't work. Results were really bad, and the guy said, of course, it's like really profitable and stuff, but it didn't really was profitable. And then I had to kind of adapt, add some things to it, and make it work. Okay, so you have to understand that you might not have to start from scratch, but you definitely have to adapt and change things to make it profitable sometimes. That's for sure. Okay, so be like understand this, because otherwise you'll kind of trash everything when it doesn't work. While you can just make a tweak and make it work. Okay, we'll talk about this more later, how to tweak it, for sure. And fourth thing is courses. Courses are sometimes simple, but please pick a course that like gives you clear rules and clear strategies. Because a lot of people, and unfortunately a lot of courses, tell you about, well, when the RSI is below 30 and goes back, or when the RSI is below 30, it is likely to go up. Well, okay, that's a good start. But then what do you do with this? What is your rule? How to trade this? And they don't tell you, of course, because they don't know, right? But be careful of like taking courses that give you a framework, a rule, a strategy you can trade. And then maybe you have to adapt it for yourself. Maybe not. But be careful, because a lot of people work in theory, and theory doesn't work. You have to go into practice and see what works in real life. Okay? But courses can be really good. Now write this down. You can always make a strategy better. So an average one, like we talked about before, will do at first. You can always make it better. So if you start with average, totally fine. It works. You can make a living from an average strategy. We talked about this before. You can make 2% a month, make a living from it. Okay, totally fine. Depending on like which way you go, the strategy way or the investor's way. Okay. So start with average. It's much easier this way, and you'll reach your goals anyway. Okay. As opposed to like looking for the fancy object, the holy grail, the perfect thing, which won't lead you anywhere. All right. So I want to talk now about the ultimate 2 skills, and after we'll jump into like how to make a strategy better and stuff, how to optimize it for the best result. So if you're at a point now where you're not profitable in trading, it's because you probably haven't really understood the 2 ultimate skills, 2 things that lead to the biggest result. And applying them by themselves, I found, can change you from becoming a broke trader to a profitable trader. Pretty simple. Okay. So here are the 2 skills. Number 1, consistency. Okay. If you're not consistent now, you won't get consistent result. My favorite quote is, to get consistent result, you must put in consistent action. And this is the only way to achieve it. So what do you do day in, day out? What do you do all the time? And for most people, it's like not much. Right? They just go from day to day with like feelings, how they feel. Now I want to do this. Now I feel like doing this. And now I feel like it's my good time for this, or I feel like I should not do this now. Well, guess how your results are going to be? Not consistent. Right? They're going to be all the way and ups and downs and drawdowns and losses and big wins sometimes, but a lot of drawdowns, a lot of losses. Because you're not consistent. You didn't learn this skill. And also, this is not natural for most people. So you have to force yourself to learn to do this. And this is how you learn it. Okay, for me, I'm all about this now. Because I've seen the power of it. Of like, what if you reach out to people every week? Every week you make it a duty to reach out to 5 traders. And you write an email to 5 people, 5 traders. Or every day you backtest something, backtest an idea. Or every day listen to a podcast. Or every day you, just like every week you review your trades, as opposed to like playing games or going out drinking. Okay, what would that change? A lot of people have consistency in the wrong habits, like going out, partying, taking time off, watching TV. That's consistency. That's really good, but you didn't apply it to the right thing. You guys applied to the wrong thing, which you might want to change if you want to reach your goals. So consistency is really big. So write this down. Everyone can start something, but the successful one maintain it. They maintain it to the long term. Everyone can start a journal, a trading journal. They can start one to be happy, excited, but then at week 3 they stop, they forget it. And then everyone can start a backtesting. They can start to backtest, but then they come across a drawdown and they stop. Okay, everyone can trade a strategy for like a day, and they can take a trade. They're happy, they make a lot of money, or they can apply my advice for like a week, and they're super happy, making a lot of money. But next week they forget it. They say, "Well, I feel like it's not gonna work now. I should change it." Try something new, fail. All right. So consistency is big. Keep in mind, and it's not natural to most people, as I said, but you gotta learn and to train yourself to be consistent in whatever you do. Okay. So keep that in mind. Skill number 2 is adaptability. This is big also. How to adapt. And a lot of people, like, I've talked about this at my last webinar, but basically, a lot of people start and they work on things. They become profitable traders. They can trade full time. Even they quit their job, but then they don't learn how to adapt. And what happens is like 2 months after, or half a year after, they have to go back to their job because they thought that they were on top of the world, making a lot of money, but they didn't really plan things through. How to adapt, how to change over time, how to become better, and that's a big issue. I see a lot. I talk to traders now that I don't know, in 5 years I won't be there because they think that they can just learn and get a strategy and trade it, and boom, they're successful, making money. But I know for a fact in 5 years these people won't be there. Even in like 2 years, I'll be surprised if they're still there because they didn't learn how to adapt, how to optimize things, how to maybe automate, make things easier for them. They didn't learn that stuff. And you guys are part of the few that are actually here to learn, which I'm super happy about. You're here to learn that stuff and learn how to adapt over time. Okay, so if you do this and apply it properly, I promise you that your result over time are going to keep staying good, and they won't like decrease and fall. They might fall for some time, but you'll know how to adapt and come back because you've applied what we talk about today. Okay, so really big. This also means that you'll have to optimize the strategy sometimes. Markets change, things change, and maybe you have something average traded for some time, and then suddenly the results are not that good. You made 10K a month, suddenly you make like 3K a month for some months. Well, you have to adapt. You have to optimize things. You have to change things a little bit. And this is why you have to learn how to optimize things, how to change your strategies, and what can make it better. What can make your strategy better? Okay, if you learn this, I promise you things are gonna get easier for you because you know how to adapt. So here it is. This is powerful. I've shared this to a few people so far. People that took action on this, they got result. People that didn't, they're at the same level. Okay, so apply this properly and get some result pretty fast. So here are some techniques to make your strategy better. Okay, I've shared this to some people for now, only a few, but people that got this got a lot of result. So here are the techniques. We'll talk about a few, but keep in mind these things that you have to think about, whether it makes sense for you and whether you can apply it for yourself. Okay. So days of the week and hours of the day. We got a lot of results. This is a strategy I had and pretty similar to what I trade now. But we had a big difference in result, which you can see in the graph over here, by only changing one thing, which is the day of the week at which we trade. Okay, we used to trade all day, but then we remove Wednesdays and Fridays, and suddenly, boom, the result changed. Only by removing 2 days of the week. Okay, so think about what you can do with this. If your strategy now is having some good result, maybe there's some days that you have all your losses there, and you could stop trading those days, and then your result will be double or more. Okay, only because you remove the losing trades or the losing days based on like 5 years of data, or 10 years if you want, and you only trade the good days where you make the most money. And it doesn't like we don't care about, well, why is it bad on a Friday? It doesn't really matter. Okay, I know it's not profitable on Fridays. I stopped trading it. Okay, and I have enough trades in this data. There's like I think 200 trades in this to prove that it's not profitable Fridays. If there was like only 2 trades, well, you can't really tell anything. But if there's like a lot of trades on Fridays, 30, 40, 30, 50 trades based on a few years on a pair, then you're good. You can start trading Fridays. Okay, and this made a big result. Another thing you can do is you can look at hours of the day. So if you day trade especially, some hours might be good, some might be bad. You might be losing all your profit of the day in the Asian session or in the London session or whatever session. It doesn't matter. But why if you stop trading it? Like stop thinking about taking trades. Think about taking trades when you make money, when you're likely to make money. Okay. But of course you have to test it and go back and look at everything to do this. Okay, really, really crucial. I've seen really big. What about this is really key for me. So entering above the high or beyond the low versus at the close. A lot of people I've seen, they want to enter their trades at the close. It's like they get the setup, enter it fast. I want to take the trade. But they forget that they will get a lot more confidence if they entered beyond the high or beyond the high, beyond the low. So above the high or below the low. Because these points are points where price might reverse. Okay. And sometimes price might go close to it, reverse, and then you're stopped out. But if you enter beyond, like 5 pip above in my case, or 5 pip below, there's less trades I take for sure. But the one I take are more likely to be profitable just because of that rule. Because you have to test it. But in my case, it works really, really well. All right. Ideal take profit level. So I'll give you a few here because this is really important. I've tested a lot of them in the past. How should I take profit? Should I put a zone or whatever? So here's some example. Fixed reward to risk or risk to reward. I do this now where I exit my trade at 3-to-1 reward to risk and 1-to-1. Okay. So fixed reward to risk because I've tested it to be the best. Or you could do near a high or a low point. Okay. I've tried this for myself, didn't really work. But what if you put your take profit above a high or close to a high, so a little below a high? like support resistance areas or near support resistance zone. So you might, let's say, take your profit at the top of a candlestick or near a support zone if you want. Okay, next support zone, next resistance area. You can do this. Works really well. Or what about near a round number? So look at how price behaves near a round number. Usually you'll see that price kind of consolidate or like stop or push through or do something there. So if this works well for you, this works especially well when you day trade. Okay, when you day trade, perfect time to do this because like price is gonna come to a round number. It's like 1.50, for example, or 1.35 even, and it's gonna consolidate or it's gonna kind of act differently. Okay, and then you can exit there. Really good point. Because things are likely to change at this level. You have to check this for yourself, of course, but I think this works well for a lot of pairs. All right. Or what about using multiple? So for me, I use multiple take profit because I think this works best for my peace of mind and my ability to kind of stick to it. Okay, so 1-to-1 and 3-to-1 of reward to risk. But you can combine both and have something else. So what about you exit at 1-to-1 and at the near zone, or 1-to-1 and at the round number? Okay, you can do it. So that's a simple way to improve your result pretty fast. Okay, you just have to test this and use the best after. Different stop losses. Again, so there's different ways beyond highs and lows, which is what I do now. So beyond a high, I'll put my stop loss. Beyond a low, a little bit beyond because like there's a spread, there's like some move can happen. So a little bit beyond, I put the like 5 pip difference, put my stop loss there. That's how I do it. But you can use ATR to base your stop loss. So 1 ATR beyond the price we enter. ATR measures the range, or the range of price. And when you put it beyond, it means that like price has to do 1 or 2 ATR, so 1 or 2 times the range of the past candlesticks, and that's a good measure. That's a good thing. You can try. Works really well. Or beyond support and resistance zones, which I used to do, doesn't do anymore because it works less well in my case. But you can test. So instead of exiting beyond the high as a stop loss, what about to put it beyond the support or the resistance area? Beyond the resistance area in that case. So it's going to be a bigger stop loss, but it might be more reliable. Might be. You have to test it out. Retracement points. So what about you move your stop loss to a pullback after it does a pullback to kind of minimize your stop loss? Okay. And trading is the same. So every time your stop loss move, or every time price moves 20 pip in your favor, move your stop loss by like 5 pip if you want. Trading stop loss works well for some people. Okay. And then we can talk about scaling in your trades. I don't do this for myself, but you can do it. So you can do same size order. So let's say 2 orders, one you enter now, the other one you enter beyond the high. Okay. And you just split the risk in 2. Or you use what we call the feeler, where a feeler is like you would enter a small position now to get a feel of like how the market moves. And then you enter the rest later when you get your full setup. Okay, because it's much easier to track a trade or a price move when you have a small position in it. Like you have a whatever, you have a 0.1 lot in it, and then you add 1 or 2 lots later. Get to your trade. You could do it. Pretty simple. Or you enter on pullback. So whenever price makes a pullback, you add to your position. Okay, and then you maximize the profit this way. Could be a way. Or whatever you enter, you add more to trades on a move. So it doesn't move. You add more. Another move, add more. Another move, add more. And you might move your stop loss too, which will be a really good combination for some people. Okay. Now I want to talk about this is also important. So what makes your trade not profitable? You have to have a journal, which we talked about before. You have to track what your trades, and you'll find out pretty fast what is the condition of like a not profitable trade. For me, I found with the Bollinger Band, I found when you enter beyond the middle band, it's likely not to be profitable. Okay, so I could trade this for a long time, but it won't be profitable. So I'm gonna maybe even break even on it overall. So why would I trade this? I'm wasting time, wasting energy on taking trades, and it's not profitable. Because you want to cut these things. You want to understand, review back your trades, understand these things. What makes it not profitable? And then you cut those. Okay, of course, it's going to be based on like some data, but you do cut those and remove those, okay, over time. And you can find a lot of these examples when you trade. So think about this and review this clearly, okay? So comment below now. Type the words, let's do it, if you have your goal in mind, and if you have a better idea of like the steps you have to get there, how to get there. So comment, let's do it. And we'll see how many people comment there. But I'm kind of curious, okay? because the goal of this training is to kind of give you steps on how to achieve things, what you have to focus on now. And I think we did a good job on that. But if you can comment, let us know. It'd be really cool. I want to share with you guys a case study. We talked about different things before, how to treat 40 people. This is a perfect case study of my student, from student to prof firm. Okay, so Alejandro was in the chat right now, and he's also going to ask a question at the end. But he started to trade a while back, but he didn't really take it seriously. He was in school, university, I think, and he began to trade there, and he didn't take it seriously until like for the first few years. Okay, he was trading a little bit, maybe making money, took some courses, like I did, but didn't really succeed. Okay, and then eventually his goal changed. Right, he changed his motivation. He had some different things to focus on to make happen, and he changed from getting a job to trading. And then he found some strategies. He built some strategies on 8 pairs of time frame now. He's training them now. Okay, and then he put in more work to be able to optimize them. The 2 strategies, the ways we talked about before, the days of the week, the entry price, the stop loss, take profit. He optimized those. Okay, which is pretty good. And then he allowed himself to build a track record that he can now show to people. Gets done over time, of course. And he even went a step further, which is awesome, to automate strategies with expert advisors to make it even more easy to trade, even more systematic, where he doesn't touch it and it still trades. Okay, and he also helped me a lot on that topic in that field. But he went through the whole thing. And in January 2019, which is like pretty soon, in a few days, he's going to be applying to prop firm because he's at the point where he has some track record, some stats he can show, and his goal was to trade for prop firms. So he's going to apply pretty soon. And the reason I'm sharing this, guys, is not because I want to like show off someone or whatever. Well, kind of, but also because of the fact that I want to show you what steps you have to take, and that even though you start with like not feeling like you want to succeed in trading or not feeling you can succeed, you can still make it. You can still like make it happen as long as you do things right and you change your goal, the plan, and you go throughout the steps. And you also build a team. Like I went from not knowing any trader to being able to go to a meetup in Mexico City and meet traders there. He had a big circle of traders now because he put in the action, he reached out to people. He's been able to do the work with that. Okay, so this is really important. I want to show you guys what you have to do. And this is, I think, a perfect example of like what you have to go through, steps you have to take, and how you can achieve your goals. Okay, perfect example, I feel. So hopefully this kind of help you see the path. So now, why did you show up today, guys? I want to ask you this, like, pretty simple. Why did you show up? Yeah, maybe you need to surround yourself with more traders and to get more ideas and more accountability. Maybe that's your goal. You know this already, like you have to do it. You didn't do it before. Or maybe you're confused and frustrated because like there's too much role there, too much advice out there, which you can't apply. Or maybe even you want to take action on a proven trading related path that will give you more freedom. Like your goal is to get freedom. You just want to get the path and the steps to get there. And you're ready to take action. Like a lot of people attracted are really, really take action. They want to do it. They want to make it happen. They're like ambitious and action takers, but they don't have the path. They don't have the steps to get there. Okay. So the obvious question is, how do I make my trading strategy work so I can make a living, achieve more freedom, and then do what I love in life? Because there's a big distinction between trying to get freedom by trading and then getting it, like making your strategies work for you as opposed to you working for trading. Okay, that's a big difference. So you have 2 options from here. We've done pretty much the whole training now, but you have 2 options. The first one is you go alone. You get the complicated path and try to make it work. Okay, most people take this path. Unfortunately, they go through this and say, "I want to make it alone," and yeah, they go through that path. The second option is you follow a simple strategic path that was proven with other people. Okay, that is the best we have seen because this is faster, simple, strategic, and it's been proven by other people in the past. So if you allow me, guys, I would like to share with you the only program that's been proven to develop your Forex trading skills to a supportive environment so you can experience more freedom. This is called the Desire Trade Academy. I've been working on this for a long time now, and we pride ourselves of being the only program that does this. Okay, most programs out there, they focus you and they teach you about fundamentals or techniques you have to learn, but they don't teach you. They don't focus on supporting you. Unfortunately, like a lot of questions you reach out to the coach or the teacher because they have a question and they don't reply to your email ever. They tell you, well, just do this or do that, and they don't reply. Okay, or they teach you theory, which I don't like. This won't work. Okay. So we pride ourselves on being the absolute only training doing that, teaching you the steps and supporting you along the way on how to reach your goals. Okay, so if you allow me, I want to take a few minutes on that. If you have no interest about this, it's fine. But for those people who want to see the next step and want to go faster and taking the strategic way and the simple way, this is it. This is going to help you out. So we've built a core course that goes through all the elements we talked about before to be able to get to be able to get to full-time trading or even profitable trading. Okay, so it starts with your goal. Then you learn about the market, price action, indicators, all things you have to learn about to create a strategy. If you don't know this stuff yet, it's there. And how to manage your trades, trading strategy that's created, execution, how to execute right. Big key here. And then trading success, confidence, advanced techniques. Okay, we teach you all that stuff, step by step, module by modules. And this has been proven by many traders to be able to reach your goal faster. Okay. So what's included, you might ask? Well, we have 7 courses now. Those are courses by expert traders that went to teach. And the big problem about some courses is that they teach you only what they know. And the guy says he knows everything. I know about price action, I know about psychology, or I know about risk. But they're not expert in that field, which is a big problem. So we gathered experts that know about the topic they talk about, and we made them create some courses for you guys. Okay? And I think it's much better value than like having one person teaching everything. You also have access to two monthly mastermind calls. So every month we do 2 calls, which you can join. And to be honest, guys, I've never seen anyone come to these calls and not getting results after, to some extent. Okay, I've never seen anyone just come to these calls, talk to us, and get advice, and not getting results. Everyone that got there, they got results, and they went to almost becoming full-time traders or close to it. Okay. We have some result guidance checklists, so we simplified everything into checklists, and I'm big on that. Some guides and checklists you can just go through when you have a doubt to simplify things and go faster in the process. And of course, a lot more. Okay, this is available online. It's like you access it anytime you want, and it's the best. So here are the 7 courses we have from different experts. We have this course here is about full-time trading. So basically how you get to now to build a trading business and make it full-time. I have a course on that. That's called the Full-Time Focusing Accelerator. Okay. We have a course on how to, as I said, go to profitable trading, the Power Trader course. Strategies, we have a bunch of them. Day trading stuff, we have also a lot. And then we have a course on money management and professional trading, so trading for other people, and a course on psychology as well, which is big, massive, which you can get a lot of value of. Like if you don't have the right mindset now, you think you don't have the right mindset, this will solve your problem from there. Okay, simple. Like we solve everything there. It's powerful. Made with Mendy, who's really good, which does. And this course was made with Michael, who also is really good at what he does. Okay. Now, here are the things you learn from the academy. How to build a solid and predictable trading business. A lot of people, unfortunately, like they build a trading business or they build some trading, but it's not predictable. They cannot like really rely on it because they don't have the right steps and the right support team around them to have them solve things when they happen. It will help you develop a trading style to provide you with maximum freedom. Okay, so one, you got their freedom, not only trading but more freedom, which is in my opinion really important. And it's gonna allow you to go faster by developing a success mindset for trading and for life. A lot of these things in the course I've learned they help me outside in my regular life because a lot of things apply. So this is not only for trading but for your whole life. It's going to change everything around you, all your life, all the aspects of your life. Relationship, it's going to change your lifestyle. It's going to change your business if you have one. It's going to, of course, change your work because you won't work the same thing. You won't do the same thing anymore. You'll maybe quit your job, maybe change. So it's going to affect everything. Okay, keep that in mind. So here's some feedback from Matt, who's been in the academy for some time. Master's Academy is down to earth, real life training on how to actually become a profitable trader. It focuses on all the things that other courses don't. Most people will just show you a bunch of chart patterns, but patterns are such a small aspect of trading. Okay, I found that to be true. Most people teach about patterns. Unfortunately, patterns won't make you a profitable trader. That's kind of sad, but it's reality. Some other feedback from Mike and Brian. Mike says, I've gained clarity on how to adopt a simple and robust methodology so it's important that to my trading success. I will update you on any major milestones. I think Mike is probably near profitable now. Brian says, this was excellent info. Never thought of this approach, and this opened up a whole new world for him of trading for the people and trading multiple time frame. It was big for him. So who is this for, you might ask? Well, it's for two people. So I thought first I'm going to help beginning traders to make it right from the start. And I found out this works really well. Some people start from scratch, they join us in the academy, and they go on to become profitable. They don't waste time because they go faster through the process. But I found out over time that a lot of people have been trading for 3 years or more. They come in the academy, they get one tip or one advice or something they were missing, and just that makes them profitable. Because even though they had a lot of experience, they get this breakthrough that makes them profitable. So both can apply. And now you might be thinking, with all this information out there, I can surely figure it out on my own. I can surely learn things and apply it on my own. Well, that's kind of true, but there's so much information out there with like reading articles, videos, podcasts, that you will very easily be confused by other people's opinion. Everyone here in trading has a different opinion on things. And so if you follow everyone, you won't get anywhere because they all have different ways of doing things. And the worst thing you can do, I found, is to follow everyone, follow all the traders you find, follow all the people doing what you do. They don't have a clue. They have different opinions and they have different ways of doing things. So one's going to say do this, the other one's going to say don't do it, do things different, and then you're stuck there, confused, wondering what you should do, and frustrated. It's really frustrating to have a different opinion because then you're always stuck starting again and making things right from the start. So my vision with this academy was to make this one place where people could find information on becoming a profitable trader. And to get this one place where, like, you don't have any more to follow different courses. You don't have to buy like 10 courses. You don't have to like follow different people because like you have all this one place. All in this one place where you can like just follow this and apply this. And this is proven to work. We've seen this for a lot of traders in the past. So what you're going to get if you decide to join today is the academy. Now this, by adding all the expertise and like the coaching rate for different traders we have in the academy, is worth $6,000 total. Okay. And even if you want to pay full price for this, it's totally worth it. Because what about if you want to make 10K a month trading and you pay $6,000, it's worth it, right? So even if you want to pay full price for this, it's totally worth it. Now, we are going to have a few bonuses for this webinar today, for this event, only for you guys, okay? So ask yourself if going up with your strategy right now is hard, okay? We'll include a backtest link template for MT4. We can backtest with a script, super fast, super simple, for a very long time, okay? I used to backtest everything manually through different software like Forex 3 or 2, which is this one over here. It takes a while. It takes a really, really long time. Okay, and then I found out you can backtest with scripts. Okay, so I created a script where I'll just like plug and test my data in this, test it on Methodology 4, run it. Takes like 5 minutes at most, and that's like at most, and you get your data. Okay, so much faster to test anything you want to test. And now everything I do now, everything I test, is through these templates, these automated strategies, which I test, and I can even train them after if I want. Okay, we'll give you the templates, all included. You just have to put your data here and use it. So you'll be able to basically, in short, plug and test your strategies in minutes. Stop worrying whether you have an edge or not, because like you'll know the result. And then come up with your own methodologies for yourself. You want to test something I do and tweak it, you can do it. It's going to take 2-3 minutes. Or you want to create something from scratch, you can do it. It's going to take 2-3 minutes, and you'll know your result. Then you can adapt and change if you want, but you get the result right there. And also be able, which is really big, develop non-subjective strategies. So like I handle did. These that you don't need to look at the chart at all. You just trade, and they're simple. You have some rules. You just respect your rules. And this almost guarantees you'll be profitable just because they're non-subjective and they're simple. Okay, they're objective strategies, which is I found really big. And it's gonna work even if you're not a coder. Even if you have no clue how to code, we'll help you with that, and we'll teach you like what to put and stuff. And it's gonna work anyway. Okay, so there's not gonna be any trial and error period. It's like we'll teach you, we'll show you, and we're there to help. So for people that use that script, it's the easiest way to backtest they've ever seen because it's so simple, and I found the same way to be true. So you get the academy plus the script, total value of $6,250. And the other thing I want to add is a lot of people, unfortunately, they have no clue what is their best trading style. Okay, what they should best trade. Are they better day trader, swing trader? They have no clue. They might try it, trying to trial and error, but it takes a long time. So I want to include this. This is the online trader assessment. It's a test. Plus, we'll do a coaching call. Talk about your best trading style. So the way it works is you take the test, you get the result. Here's my result. It's going to be different for you, of course. But you take the test, you know your result. And with this, you can know exactly what you're best at. You can do two things. First of all, whether you're better systematic or discretionary trader, which could be different for everyone. And two, you can know your ideal time frame. What time frame you're best at trading. Okay, you could spend like years trying it and testing it yourself, or take the test and know from the start and the click. Because we want to always help you guys take the faster road, which is really what happens with this test. Okay, here's the feedback from Ed I got. I helped Ed like a few weeks back. He said, "Thank you, this is very helpful. I felt that I've been looking against my instinct for a long time, and to make scalping and day trading work. It was a really good day trader, really good swing trader I found. Okay, this was his style. And this confirmed and gave me a positive feeling of the action to go to. The action to go. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So this is Ed. So what you're going to get is you get the academy plus the backtesting script plus the trader assessment. And we'll do a call together to talk about that. So your value is $6,645. We'll also add to this a spreadsheet to track your stats. All the stats about trading, track them here. And you'll know in a click also really fast what to work on. We have a video on that as well, like how to look at your stats and how to know what to improve. We have a video on that, which is going to teach you everything. That's a template from Excel. So you get the academy plus the script, plus the trader assessment, plus the trading metric spreadsheet, total value, and also my connection, mentorship, and experience working for you. Okay, I've got a lot of connections and a lot of experience, and we have other people with the same as well. Total value of $6,895. And even if you want to pay full price for this, I know some of you guys might want to pay full price, which is, I understand, because you get a lot of value out of it. Okay, a lot of value. And if you get to become a profitable trader with this, it's totally going to pay for it. Okay, it's not going to be a problem. You will get the money back. And we had two choices with this. Okay, first choice is we go as cheap as possible, and cheap is like cheap. We go as cheap as possible, where like we give you a course where we say go through it, and then we don't answer your question at all. Okay, which is unfortunately a lot of people who do that. They create a course, sell it, expect you to make a lot of money, but then they don't help you out. They don't help in any way. Or they create a course back in 2000, and they still sell to the same course without any updates, which we don't want to do. The other choice we have is you can dedicate more time, energy, and resource to help you guarantee your success, pretty much. Okay, we'll help you along the way. Whatever you come across, we'll be able to help. And we have resources for that. And we dedicate time for you to help you out. Of course, we pick number 2 because I think it's better. And that's ultimately what makes me happy, as opposed to selling a course that doesn't give result. And my vision for this academy is, honestly, if you were to meet, and I meet a lot of people like in person sometimes, my student, but I want us to meet like in whatever 5 years or 10 years, and you come up to me and you say, because of like you're a profitable trader now, and you say, well, because of this academy, I've been able to create all this. Because of this academy, I became a profitable trader, or because of this academy, I was able to pursue my goals when everything felt like I had no way to go through. Or because of this academy, this is the reason why I became profitable. Okay, I want you guys to say this in the future. And my vision with this is that we want to have this one place that's so powerful that other courses and like academies can't stand. They can achieve the level we have of excellence, of helping you out, of support. And that's the reason why we do mastermind calls every 2 weeks, where we support you along the way. And why I focus myself on bringing more and more guests and traders to share their experiences in the academy and the lessons. Okay, really important. So that's my vision. I want this to make happen, and we've already made it happen for so many people so far that got result. But I want to take this another level in the next few years. Okay. So what you're going to get is you get the academy, the backtesting script, the trader assessment, the spreadsheet, and all my connection, mentorship, and experience working for you all the time. Total value of $6,895. So you might be asking how much does it cost? No, because we're going to do a good offer, of course. But my question to you is, how much does it cost not to invest in yourself? If you think like if you think this is expensive, ask yourself, what does it cost to not do anything, to stay at the same place where you are now, trying to make this work, being on yourself, being alone, and not knowing what to do? How much does it cost? Something like, if you think being healthy is expensive or eating healthy is expensive, think about how much it costs to be sick and to have to go to the hospital all the time. Different cost. It costs more, it costs us much more. And something goes here. Think about how much it costs to not invest in yourself. Okay? And also it's a big cost from what I've seen. So you have two options. You can get in for 4 monthly payment of 197, or if you want to save $100, you can get it for 497 one payment today. Okay, this gives you lifetime access, so you don't have to worry about any recurring payments, and you're there for life. We'll keep helping you all the time and providing you with more content, more value, and more help throughout the time. Okay, link to sign up is startrek.com/go. And Handle might put the link in the chat too, if I'm mistaken, but this is the link to sign up. And that's it. And I want to take all the risk with this. Like, I have a big thing, which is, if you're not getting the value of this, I want to make sure that, like, I'm here to take the risk. So if you're not getting more out of the academy than what you paid for, we have a 14-day money back guarantee. 14 days, you can get your money back for whatever reason you want. And honestly, guys, if we haven't made you the investment back of $500 in like a year, we have a problem. We have something not working right. Because most people that got in the academy that put in the work properly, they got their money back and they don't have to worry about it. They got even more than their money back in the first year. Okay, that's definitely. And I want to add a few bonuses for this this webinar. First thing is going to be a personal mentoring session. I can do this only for the live event because like it takes time, and yeah, it takes time to do these. So if you buy during the live event, you will get this session, this bonus session, where we'll talk one-on-one for like an hour, and I'll review your goals, review your training plan, review whatever you want to review, and we'll discuss whatever topic you want to discuss. Okay, about how to get the best result now, what you need to work on. It's going to be available only for the first people buying during the event. After the event is done, after we go off live, it won't be available. So it's only for the live. Okay. The other thing is to have a welcome call tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you join, you'll get the link to join our welcome call tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk, we'll discuss, and I'll teach you exactly how to get the best result out of the academy. Okay, what to go through first, second, third, and who to reach out to, who you can need, and maybe even some connection you can have. I might refer you to some people that can help you out. I might bring on more guests in the academy to be able to help you out with your goals. Yeah, so welcome call tomorrow, 3 p.m. And I'll be there. I'll be there too for this call. And it's going to be only available, of course, if you join before the call. Okay, we don't do a second call. It's only one call. And it's going to be tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So what you're getting is, guys, all of this: the academy, the backtesting script, the trader assessment, the trading metric spreadsheet, my connection, mentorship, and experience working for you, of course, the personal mentoring session, and the welcome call tomorrow. Total value of $7,540. And of course, as I said, even if you were to pay full price for this, it's worth it. You get the value back in a year or two for sure. Okay. And by the way, if you guys want to get the free things we talked about earlier to plan for your goals, it's on this link. It's also in the academy, but use this link and you get the bonuses there. And we're pretty much done. So I want to get to your question, guys. I know we have a lot in the chat. I'm sure Anhol is going to come back here. I'll bring him back. And we'll get through your questions. Okay. Go on this. So Anhol, what's up?
Yep. Hi, how are you?
Awesome. Cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. Welcome back. So any question? We want to go through your question, guys. Yeah. And this is timer, by the way. Yeah, we'll finish after this, but we have 15 minutes for that. And I'll go through some questions. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, well, we have some questions that general people ask. So I'm going to start with those ones, and then I'm going to have the questions that I wrote here in the chat.
Sure, go ahead. So,
well, in the past, an email will have always been asked, like, if it's guaranteed to work, or like, or how back, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing about is it guaranteed to work? A lot of people think that, like, and I understand you guys are skeptical to join because like there's so many trainings out there, so many courses, and to be honest, like in the courses I've joined myself, I've joined a lot, and only like maybe 10% of what they teach work. 10%, like not more. And so I understand you guys are skeptical of this and you're not sure where to join. But I understand that what I've used in this academy is only based on my experience and what other people are expert at, what they've learned, what they've applied, and what they got results with. We're all about results and not about theory and teaching things that don't make any sense. Yeah, so I've never seen anyone even not follow the path and not getting result. So following the path and getting result. People that go through the path, to the steps we tell them, and especially people that come to our mastermind calls every 2 weeks, they get result. It's automatic. Okay, I've never seen one not getting result. And if they don't, it's because they didn't put in the work themselves and they didn't do things by themselves. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, exactly. And then we also had some people asking. I think Danilo was asking like how long does it take to become profitable or to make, because he's in trading. So
yeah,
you can help think a bit of like vision of how it's the path to.
yeah. I've seen people become profitable in 2-3 months after they join the academy because they've built the basis before. So it depends for everyone, but most people take about like a good 2 years and they're good to go. Like they're good to trade profitably. But again, it depends where you are now. And you cannot really track that like for everyone, but for most people it's been faster than they thought when they got the right things in place. Okay. Some people waste time and they get a long time. And I just want to answer this here because I get a lot of emails of people saying that they want to join the academy, but they don't have time to do it. And my question is, like, if you're saying this, you better be a profitable trader already. You say I don't have time, you better be already a profitable trader. Because if not, you have to make the time for it. Like other people that don't make the time don't get results. But if you want to get to your goals, you have to make the time for it. If not, it's always going to be second priority, and second priorities never get done in the end. Okay, think about this. I really don't want to hear that excuse again. Like, I don't have time. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do the work. It's like a surgeon. You have to go to medical school and to practice on the different things before you actually get touch a real life body and to try to fix things, because no one will let you like just go and like, oh yeah, on my son. You have to pass through the whole process and you have to do the work in order to be able to advance.
And you have to do this for yourself. So how long have you been trading? Yeah. You've done this for yourself. So how long have you been trading so far? It's been what, like 4 years? Or even more than that. But
I think it's been 5 years, but I was doing my university degree at the same time. So it was kind of on and off. So like not really that seriously. And started trading.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, next question. We'll get to that.
Yeah. And then we have, would you teach a specific strategy or how the things work? And the test, or if there is a certain time period in which they have to pass through the.
Yeah, so the strategy is that we have some things we teach in the academy. And I got this question before too, where someone was asking, I think by email, like, if I teach something else than what I teach on YouTube in the academy. And the answer is yes. Like we have multiple strategies we teach. And the other thing is that you can connect with other students that trade different things, and they have different visions, different things that they trade. So it's not about the strategy anymore. Like that used to work like 10 years ago. People would say, learn about strategy and stuff. Not today. Today you have other things to work on. You have to make connections, and this is where the academy is valuable. You have to develop the right mindset, or reach out to investors, and this is where we can help you out too. If you think the academy is only about strategies, you're thinking it wrong. But we teach you strategies. We teach you what I trade. We have some precise checklists for that too. But if you want to develop your own style, you're welcome to do so, and we'll help you out along the way as well to build your own style and get your goals anyway. So both ways work.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also access to everything that we do, and also all the mastermind calls that we do.
Yeah.
2 times a month are recorded. So it is like the amount of things that are there is growing every month.
Yeah, definitely. And we just had a mastermind call yesterday with Michael Tama. Michael Tama built the course with me before, and we had this mastermind call yesterday. Powerful stuff. I was just amazed myself by the lessons he had, and I want to brag about this, and I convinced you to join for that call. But it's definitely a good add-on to the academy. So if you have a chance, and if you join, listen to the academy and listen to that call, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, exactly. We have other questions here that we got here. And one which is said like you give out so much free stuff. So like, is there anything else in the academy that you do not share elsewhere, or is there like a hidden sauce somewhere there in the academy? You have all these sharing lots of pretty valuable information to everyone, right, on YouTube.
Yeah. So it's a lot about the experience and the connection. So people learn better when they're in person, like on the phone, one-on-one, or in a group, and they can talk and exchange. A lot of courses don't do this. They think that you can learn by watching a video module, which I found you can learn a lot, and that's why we have some courses in modules. But you learn a lot more being on a mastermind call with us, or talking with us, or talking with the traders, than being just following a video and trying to apply yourself. And ultimately, when you have the questions, we're there to help. We can't do this on YouTube, unfortunately. We cannot help you out and answer your question all the time. But in the academy context, we're there to help. And plus, one thing I didn't mention is that we have a mastermind call on Slack where a lot of people interact. They ask questions, they connect with each other. Some people are in the same country, they meet up and they connect that way. So this is a really good way to ask a question like in real time and get feedback. And a lot of people, I'm happy that share their goals. Sometimes like the goals they have for the year, the month, they keep track on them, and it can keep each other accountable, and that way people reach their goal faster. I found this really helps.
Yeah, it's a lot. Is we're having this pretty good community with people is always posting things, and people are always helping each other. So if you have any questions about any part of trading, doesn't really matter the strategy type. We have people from all different parts, and so you can get answers pretty fast. And the mastermind calls also. I remember yesterday during the mastermind call, we had some of their works, what their breakthroughs of the year and their plans. So it's pretty exciting because it keeps them and it keeps everyone accountable, and also keeps the process exciting for them, so that people do not get bored of that and or forget about it. So I think that's pretty valuable in that part.
Yeah, it's massive. Any other question in the chat? I'm curious, I didn't see chat yet. But
yeah, and we have some more questions. At the beginning, Bill was scalping better for beginners. That one really in the sense that it depends a lot of what you want to do and what is your time, your trading style, and all that. And in the academy, we actually have in the part of the courses some tests, have some personality tests in order to help you to understand better your personality and develop that, because scalping or swing trading, it's pretty a personal thing more than advanced or beginner thing. So I want to address that in the sense that there are many tools in which you can use to get that, and in the academy we have the tools and the support in order to help you trading personality or the trading style.
Exactly, and I've seen a lot of people not waste time with this, which is awesome. Like you could waste a lot of time trying to figure out what's the best, or you can just use what we use and go faster to your goals. So definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Then we had
some people were saying I think the audio was breaking up, which we're sorry about this, but you can listen to the replay.
Yeah, it was. It was in one point. I made something here, and I think it's working now better.
Okay.
And Edemarco was saying before that very money, not good. So I added the question like how to trading, or how to help them get in their trading and kickstart their trading development.
Definitely. So some guys, I want to remind you that a lot of people complain about the fact that they cannot invest in their education in themselves because of like Christmas or holidays or like the tightened budget. But I want to remind you that this is like the best time to do it. Like number one, you have no excuse. You probably have more free time, more holidays, but also because 2019 starts now. It's not gonna start like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. It's starting now. People have to prepare in advance, and I would much rather have you prepared and ready now to be able to get your goal right away when you start 2019. We'll have a first mastermind call, I believe, on January 3rd. Can help you set your year for success. Yep. And from there, it's going to be crazy. Like things will start to unfold pretty fast. But I want you guys to prepare for this, and that means that you have to work a little bit more in the holidays, put your plan in place. But once you do this, things are going to be pretty fast. And most people don't invest in themselves, and that's the sad thing. But the people I invest, they are the one getting the result. And I want to, honestly, what I said before is I really want you guys to be able to say in a few years that you got success, you got result because you took the step of faith, the leap of faith, join the academy, and this will help you get profitable. Okay, and this would be the best, of course. So how to success for you guys, and I hope you're ready to skyrocket with this. And if you join us for the academy, couple of next steps. We'll have the call tomorrow, of course, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then we'll try to do we'll keep you updated. Check your emails. We'll give you access to the mastermind call pretty soon, the mastermind group pretty soon, and that's just where it starts after. We'll go through the modules and tell you tomorrow what modules to go through, and that way you will be able to see a lot of results in like even the next like 2 weeks, right? First module is powerful. So
yeah, exactly. We have a couple of questions, the last 2 questions, if you want to go through them. So we had Johnny Pips asking for you can recap the formula that you said, Mark, when you were. I don't know if it's possible right now to recap it just for people to have it again, or just well, they have it in the go to that section. It's around the 29-minute mark.
I didn't get that because your audio is cutting out. But what is exactly? Which part?
Okay, my audio is cutting out. Okay, let me try to do something. That if they can see or recap the formula,
the formula
on the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. I would say go watch the replay. I think that's the best way if you want to go through all the steps again. But basically, you want to find out based on your freedom number and based on how much percent you get on the strategy on average, what you have to do. And that's just simple. But yeah, the replay will help on that. And we'll kind of prepare it and stuff, and we'll send it out in a couple of hours. But yeah, keep in mind that the bonus won't be available for the replay. The last 2 bonuses we talked about. But the other ones are going to be available for the replay if you decide to buy and join the academy after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and everything will be in the replay will be emailed to you, all of you, shortly, so you can see that there with time.
Definitely.
And then
I know we had. I just want to say, I know we had guest 5889 asking about trading stats. I just did a video about this a few days ago about the system I trade now. I've gone more to automation right now, and we'll be able to help you guys with that in the next few months too in the academy. But basically, the strategy did like 5% last month, so 5.58. That's kind of what you can expect per month, and that for me is plenty. Like with the account I have, that's plenty, and I'm really happy with that. But of course, like you can't tell it's going to vary month by month. Same thing like income varies month by month. But understand that like this is the average, and that over time, what matters is how you adapt, how you're consistent with that, of course. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Understand that, for example, Etienne's risk profile may be very different to other people's risk profile. So, like his stats are based on percent risk per trade. Am I correct?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So exactly. So some people may have like higher results or lower results or more volatility depending on like what risk and how you apply the.
Yeah. The thing is, if you want to make 10%, if you need 10% a month to live, and you really took some drawdown, which can be a little bit bigger, you can risk 2% per trade, and you'll get 10% per month. So it really depends on what you do. Or you can even trade more markets or add more pairs I don't like maximize everything now. Of course, I can always become better, and that's the fact for every trader. But keep in mind of like what you can work on, and the fact that you just have to risk a little more to get more money. Okay, and that's as simple as that. And I really want to thank William.
Yeah, exactly.
Who just joined right now, who's happy taking this to a new level. I'm happy, William, and we'll be able to maximize this for you in the next few days. And if you guys join, just also let us know in the chat, and we'll be happy to help. I noticed the timer expired now, but we're here for a few minutes more. So as soon as if you join now, the bonuses in the webinar are still available, and we'll keep them for you as long as we're live. After we're live, then they disappear. Okay, the last two bonuses, but until we're live, they're still there. So
I have one last question posted by Edemako some time ago, and he needs a good plan to grow. He said that he thinks that he has the technical stuff sorted, trading with that. So in order for him to continue growing with trading, he needs to continue growing his account. Do you have any recommendations or any pointers in that part?
To grow his account? Is that right? To grow his account?
Did you hear?
Yeah. It's coming out a little bit, so to grow his account.
Okay, probably it's my
connection.
Yeah, I in the in Slack, so you can read it.
Okay.
Well,
but yeah, so I kind of want to touch that. So basically, this is a really good question. So he says, I need help with a good plan to grow my account. I think I have the technical stuff sorted out. Awesome, yeah. So okay, that's what I thought. Here's the thing, guys. No matter how much money you're making per month, you are able to save money to trade. That's the fact. Anyone can do this. If you cannot, if you say like I make 10K a month, but I spend 10K a month, or if you say I make 4K a month, spend 4K a month, it's because you're not managing your money right. You have a problem there. You got to manage your money properly, and that means exactly that. What you want to do is you want to first of all figure out what you can cut for some time, because it's totally worth it to cut a little bit your living expense or to cut what's not needed. We all have things that are not needed in your life to be able to reach your goals, and that's one way. Okay, that's one way to increase the capital. So if you do this, you're going to increase the capital, save money on the side. We've showed a framework which we also have in the academy of like how to spend your money, what to save, what to invest, how much percent you should spend, what you should put where, and how you should spend on like trading growth and stuff. We break this down pretty well. But the other thing is, if you really cannot do it, okay, if you really can't make it happen, save any money on the side, well, then you just have to think about getting money from investors. Okay, that's the other way. So investors are there. They're happy to give money to people that are proving themselves to be profitable and have proven that they can make returns. They're happy. Most people don't want to spend any time trading. Most investors, they don't care about trading. Plus, they also want to diversify what they do. They might have money in real estate. They might have money in other things, whatever. But they want to have some other ways to make money. Which, if you're there, you say, I'm a profitable trader. I trade. I make this per month. And this is my drawdown. This is the risk. This is what you can expect. This is what you can not expect, of course. Pick the right people. But they will give you money. And I've seen this for myself in the past. I've seen a lot of people and take big money. And we have people in the academy doing that also. We have coaches that are going to come and talk about this also later in the academy. Probably next month, I think Michael Thomas is going to come back, do some trainings. I'm going to meet him pretty soon. But we have people doing this, and that's the other option you have. So no need to kind of cut your living standards. No need for that. Just learn to trade for the people. And that's going to give you much more money than you even could save yourself, possibly sometimes. Okay? Not fair for a trader to go from trading a 30K account, like I did, to trading a 500K account. No, not rare. Pretty simple. Okay, you just have to find the right people, surround yourself with the right people, and we have the good network in the academy, plus all the people I know from my podcast, which I can connect you with easily. They can help you out with that with no problem. Okay. So
yeah, exactly, and we also have people wanting to do those type of things. So of alternatives options in which you can apply to different firms that are online, and you can prove to them that you have what it takes to trade their money, and they will be able to, they found your traders that requirements according to them.
Exactly. So Bill was asking, is the $149 automatic, so every month? And yes, it's automatic, but the thing is, after 4 payments, you can cancel automatically. So you pay the 4 payment, then you're in for life. And we'll continue to add value to you guys, and you're part of the group anyway, part of the family all the time. And we're there to help after that. So it's a good thing for you if you want to kind of break down the payment. If you are a little bit short of money now, totally possible. And we'll keep helping you out. But this only a 4 payment plan, so after it cancels, and you're good to go after. All right, does that make sense, guys? So once again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to join us live today and being with us. And really, really congrats to investing in yourself, investing your time to learn, to grow, to become better. And big thank you to those who joined today. We have a few people, I think, and that's going to make it for that event. But I want to, of course, thank you guys. And if you can help, if you can help in any way, even if you don't buy, like send us an email. We'll be happy to help, and we'll be happy to get you more value and help you out through whatever you face. And we're here to help. So I appreciate you, and we'll catch you guys here pretty soon, or on YouTube or somewhere. All right, ciao, guys.
Hey guys.